Hi everyone, how are we doing? Welcome back to the SLTV. So today we're discussing something very important. I want to show you practical example of how I turned a LinkedIn post or rather a LinkedIn series into an ebook. So this series came as a thought in my mind about 4 months ago. That was in December 2024. After working in the medical writing space for some months, I've written, reviewed, and edited so many articles. So that day, on my way back from an early morning activity, it just came to my mind that I should document some of the mistakes I've noticed in the field. So I decided to create a LinkedIn post thereafter. So when I came back and I picked up my laptop and I started working on the post, I realized that I couldn't put all the information in one post. So I decided to have another episode and possibly another episode, further episodes. So one episode led to another until we finally ended up with 10 episodes of that post on that topic. So, and the topic was common mistakes that medical writers make. So over time, I now decided why not turn this post into a book, because even to isolate the posts on LinkedIn is difficult for you to now have to go back 4 months after 4 months before now to start looking for each and every post. So I decided to put it together to help medical writers have the information in one place. So that was when the idea of writing an ebook came up. So, and I thought about the idea over the idea came up in December, but it was in April, just this month that I implemented it. But over time, I thought about it and I, I, I expanded the scope within my mind and I documented my plan on how to get the ebook done. So in this video, I will show you the steps, the practical steps I took to get to make that ebook a reality. Like I said, step one was the post. So I'm not trying to tell you how to write an ebook with ChatGPT or with AI. No, I'm trying to. This video is about you learning how to write first originally, then learning how to now use ChatGPT or AI help to now refine it and get it into an ebook. So it began with that post. Like I said, I just shared the insights as one episode. Then after the episode, the next step was I expanded the episode into a series. Like I mentioned that I expanded this into a 10-part LinkedIn series. So we started with episode 1 and it continued till we got to episode 10. That was the last episode. Then the next thing I did after that, I'll head over now to show you how I did some of these things so that you also view it on the screen and learn along with me. So the next step I took after I did that was to copy all the posts into a Microsoft Word document. So you can find all the posts in their raw form, exactly the way I wrote them on LinkedIn. You can find them on this screen. So I copied out all the posts into this Microsoft Word document and I made some corrections, some minor corrections, and I refined some of them a bit. So that's about that. So after that, the next thing I did was to copy this into AI, into ChatGPT to help me to refine the structure and the format of the post. You know, I wanted all the posts to have the same format. Like when we look at the ebook, this is the ebook on Canva. So that's the title, that's the cover page. As you can see, this is the cover page. Then these are the subsequent pages. So when you look at the chapters, it has 14 chapters. They have the same, almost the same structure. So ChatGPT helped me to refine the grammar and also helped me to structure. What I did was to structure one of the chapters. And with that structure now, ChatGPT now copied that structure to use it to format the subsequent chapters. As you can see, we have key takeaways in all of them. We have what to do instead in almost all the chapters. So when I did that, after doing that with ChatGPT, the next thing I did was to learn the skill. That's now step 4. To learn the skill of creating an ebook. I wanted to create it myself. I didn't want to outsource it at all. So what I did was to go over to YouTube, and I was able to find so many videos on how to create an ebook, and that helped me to learn how to create an ebook, and it helped me to learn how to create an ebook. So I refined the skills of creating an ebook with Canva, and when I finished that, I now came over to Canva to choose the design for the ebook. So remember the steps I said. First of all, I created a post. Then I turned the post into a series. Then I copied out all the posts into a Microsoft Word document. And I did some corrections. I deleted some parts that were not necessary. I reformatted some parts. Then I reformatted especially chapter 1 and now copied it into ChatGPT as a template. And ChatGPT now used that format to now reformat and restructure the rest of the chapters. Like I mentioned before, I did not ask ChatGPT to write the book for me. I already wrote it as a LinkedIn series. So what the help I needed from AI was just to reformat and refine the work I already did. And that was why it helped me. I did a perfect job that because it helped me to seamlessly give the book a structure. So when I finished that, I now went over to learn how to design an ebook using Canva. There are other platforms you can use, but I used Canva for this, and Canva is a very friendly software, very friendly setup that can actually help you to, even as a beginner, to learn. So after picking up the skills, I was using Canva before now to do other things like design, even create videos and refine videos and images. But I've never used it to create an ebook. That was why I needed to learn that skill again. So I learned it from YouTube using the different YouTube videos I found. Then when I concluded that, I now came over to Canva, like I will show you just now. I now came over to Canva, and the first thing I did was to pick a design. Like if you can see here, this is my design, but then looking at the panel, you can see so many other designs. So you just choose anyone that suits your purpose. Now this Canva Pro, that's why I have access to all of them. But if you're using the free version, you may not have access to all the designs. You may need to upgrade. But then even with the free version, you can still find many designs to use. So the first thing I did was to pick my own design. It wasn't like this initially, so I had to redesign it to put in my own flavor. Like these images were not here. Even the color, it wasn't exactly the same color. I changed the color and I gave it a new background. Like this background, you can see the trees behind. They were not there before. This wasn't the image that was there. I changed it to another image. And you can get all this information from this panel. Like the background I used, I just came over here and I scroll down to background. So this background, if you put that, it will give you a whole lot of. So you can see the one I picked instead of the original version. I picked this. Then for the images, if you want to change the image, what we need to do is to go to elements. Like I went to elements and you can see elements here. So, and I just typed medical writing and it brought out a whole lot of, you can see a whole lot of images. So I had so many to pick from. So you can choose any of these images. That was what I did to be able to get this. So if I want to change this, what I just need is to click any one of these. You see, I just click this and you can see it here. So I can use this to replace this, but that's not what I want anyway. So that's how you get that done. So after the cover image, the next thing is to put in the subsequent images. Usually the subsequent images, they come as blank pages, not like what you are saying here. So this came as a blank white page. So it's not left for you to know how to design it. And what I did was that I still went to elements, like to get this frame, to put in this frame. It didn't come with this frame initially. So under elements, you have frames, you can see here. But you just go to frames under elements and it gives you the frame. You have a lot of these frames, so you choose any one that suits your purpose and use it to beautify your slide. I did the same thing for the next. It was a blank page, so I put in this frame. Then even the next was also a blank page. So I did the same. This was a blank page. First of all, what I did was I clicked this and I went to background. You can see it's smaller now. I reduced the size. So I went to background. And I changed the background to this dark color. Then I put in this frame just to beautify it. So after that, you can see that's the table of contents. The same thing, I had to add this frame to do that. Then you can see the rest of the pages. So you can see the rest of the pages. This is the introduction. I didn't want to use any image, so that was why I left it like that. Then the next page, that's chapter 1. So what I just did was I went to elements, like I said, typed medical writing and got this image from there. Then after that, I had to put in the text. This text, what you just need is to click text here, over here. And you see the options that will come up. So you choose any one of them. It's better to choose the tiniest one. You can always adjust the font size. So you just put it here. I went over to my Microsoft Word. Remember, I had it on Microsoft Word, then from there to ChatGPT, where I refined it. So you have the option of either copying it straight from ChatGPT to here, or copying it back to your Microsoft Word and then transferring it here. So whichever one, you just go over there. I copied it chapter by chapter. So you can see this chapter 1 is 2 pages. This is the next page. So after that, I now came back. I did this for all the 14 chapters. So till you can see all the chapters, I'm scrolling through them on the screen till the last. So when I finished that, what I did was to now come back to edit the whole book. So like this formatting, the bold, these ones were not bolded initially. So I had to edit, I had to make sure the images were the same size. I had to ensure that the font size, I use font size 20 for the text. Then for the chapter titles, I use font size 45. So I made sure the font sizes were the same and the spacing were the same and the formatting for all the pages were the same. So when I finished that and I was sure everything was okay, I now clicked share. Now sharing gives you the opportunity to download the book. So when you click share, you go over to download. Then when you go to download, there are many options here. You have the JPG, PNG. These are just pictures. So you can use these ones to just capture the cover image, because you need that if you're uploading on any site, you need that cover image. Then, but for an ebook, let's go back. For an ebook, what you need to is to download it as PDF standard. You have another option, that's PDF print, but standard is the best for ebook because the size is smaller. So you just click download as PDF standard, as you can see, and that's it. It downloads you can see that it's downloading it. As you can see. So you just download this as an ebook for you, and your job is done. So you can now upload it like on my own. I already have a seller account because I already run a medical writing course. So what I did was just to go to my seller account. You can see it's downloading it now. So once I give it, the name is already there. Once I click save, it saves it. But anyway, I already have it, so I don't need to save it. I already have it on my. So when you are done, it downloads this as a full PDF for you. So you can go to your downloads, like if I go to my, so this is the final, this is the outcome of what I just did. So you can see that it's something you can do. It's not something that is so difficult that you can do. So the first thing is to have the ideas and give wings to your ideas, allow your ideas to fly and expand it. You can start writing on LinkedIn. That's how to actually become an author. Just use any opportunity you have to write and start writing. That helps you to expand your creative ability. Then from a single post, you can expand the post. Then from that, you can convert it into an ebook, just like I've done. So I know you've been able to pick up the skills of writing an ebook. You see, it's not rocket science, is something you can actually do. And you know, with that, you can upload it. You can even put a price tag on it and earn some income from that. And it's an income that once it starts rolling in, it continues. So what you do at the end of the day is to publish, then you broadcast it across your network. That was what I did. I used my LinkedIn, even my Facebook account to broadcast that I have this ebook, although I left it for some days as a free ebook because I wanted it to get into the hands of as many as possible. So you can see that this is something you can actually do. So don't just allow your content to sit in your head. Don't also just allow it to sit online, maybe on Facebook or on LinkedIn or on Instagram. No, repurpose it, polish it, and turn it into a product that people can benefit from. And even you can also benefit from. So I believe you found this useful. and very helpful. So what you do is to like this very video, comment, subscribe, and even share with someone who has been thinking of creating an ebook. There are limitless possibilities in the digital space if you give yourself the opportunity to learn and improve. So I hope to see your ebook soon. See you next time.
Please subscribe.